This is Christina here, and we have Ben again as another special guest again with us. And today we're reviewing 3 things, but all from one line, that both of us are super excited about. And what we have here is we have 2 dolls and 1 action figure from the DC Superhero Girls line. And we actually had to go over to the States to get these because they launched in the States in February, but for some reason they're not going worldwide until July, and that was unacceptable. And we're lucky enough to live pretty close to the States, so we went over today and we actually found most of them, but we only got a few things just to hold us over. And what we got was Batgirl in doll form, and Ben.
And Harley.
Also in doll form, and then we also got the action figure of Poison Ivy. And they had all of the dolls except for Wonder Woman, and they had all the action figures, but these are the ones that we decided to start with. Batgirl is like my favorite comic book character of all time, and Ben has a pretty large Harley Quinn collection, so he actually bought this doll for himself.
I did.
And so we'll start by taking a look at the packaging, and we'll start with Batgirl here. So they're pretty straightforward, you know, doll packaging, big plastic box. And these are by Mattel. And so we have her art here. And I really like on the side this art that they have here of her. And then the back has a big picture of her, a little bit about what Superhero High is and the Superhero Girls. And then it has some of the information about Batgirl here. And it says that her personality is smart, focused, and relentlessly encouraging to her friends. Her superpowers are that she is a computer genius, expert martial artist, photographic memory, and legendary detective skills. And her favorite class is forensics, which I like. And it has all the other dolls in the line here. And it says the dolls can stand on their own, which is very cool. And so, Ben, do you want to show us Harley in her box there?
Okay, so, yeah, you have the artwork here and on the side here. On the back, I like that they talk about their personality. Harley is unorganized, unpredictable, but a lot of fun. Her superpower, she's an expert gymnast, acrobat, and quick-witted. Her favorite class is combat banter.
And this is cool, because like Harley's not really a hero. Like, not really at all, generally, in the comics. So I like how they kind of take her comic persona and make them into, like, you know, sort of more... They put a positive spin on some of the things that,
yeah,
you know, on Harley.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, in the comics, sometimes she does good and sometimes she does evil. I kind of like the... Are we talking about costume? You talking about costume?
Maybe we'll talk about the costume when we open the doll.
Okay, let's talk about that.
We'll talk about it when we open the box.
Okay.
And lastly, we'll just have a quick look at Ivy. There's not as much going on in the box here because it is smaller, obviously, but here she is, and it does have some of her information on the back as well. It just says that, you know, her superpower, she's genius-level intellect, and she can summon and control plants. Pretty cool. And for price point on these were $9.99 in the States at Target, and the dolls were $19.99, which I already feel like is a pretty good price point for the doll. So, and without further ado, we are going to take a quick break and get these open up, and we will see you back here. Okay, we're back. Just a second, and they're out of the box. So, I will say, firstly, that was a pretty unpleasant unboxing experience, just for the record. They are really tied in there with a lot of those plastic ties. They are plastic tied to a plastic base, which is plastic tied into the box. Lots of stuff going on. So just, you know, word of warning, have your scissors handy. But other than that, I'm super happy already. I love these dolls. So Ben, do you want to talk about Harley first?
Okay. So the big thing with Harley is that the tights are painted red and black, so they're not leggings like with Batgirl. I really like the outfit. I think that it's, you know, kind of more like, you know, high school class clown comedy. It's something. It's silly and less super villainy. I like the fringe around the the arms and the neck. That's cool.
You can bring her a bit closer.
Okay. And the shoes do come off. I haven't tried it yet, but
they do.
They do. And it just slits the back. And they're really cool, too. And the mask.
It's like sunglasses. It's like glasses. Goes over their ears, so they do come off.
Yeah, those do come off.
And her hair is kind of like a warm white kind of color. Like, it's not like a bright snow white. And then each pigtail has a streak of color. One has red and one has blue. And as you can see, she comes with this mallet. And her hands are both molded into grip so she can hold on to it. There is an elastic helping her here right now, but she doesn't need it. She can hold on to it without that. And as you can see, I think you can tell just by looking at her body that they are super, super muscular, which I think is awesome. I heard that Mattel modeled the bodies after female gymnasts, and I think you can tell because they have really like thick, sturdy legs, and they look strong, which is appropriate for this. And in terms of like body comparisons and stuff, I'm going to do a blog post on these girls, so you can find the link down below, and I'll compare them to some of the other dolls in my collection so we can have a look. And as for her face, she's wearing very minimal like makeup, like not really any makeup on her eyes, but she is wearing bright red lipstick, and she does have a molded smile, which is perfect for Harley. So I just thought I'd fill in some of the doll collector details there. And then Batgirl, she is also very cool. So she's wearing this top here, which is a hoodie, and it has the bat ears kind of on it. They're a little floppy, but I think that's actually kind of adorable.
I think it's hilarious that the hair comes out the back of the hoodie.
This is very common in dolls.
Oh, okay.
Anytime there's a hood, there's usually a hole in the back for the hair, because where else would it go?
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it does look pretty funny. And it does come off, obviously. And I like that on the front here, it has like, it looks like circuitry, because as we discussed, Batgirl is a, technological genius. And I love that that kind of thing is added in here, because that's one of the things that I've always loved about Batgirl and about Barbara Gordon in the comics is her her smarts. And she has this gold butterfly? No. Bat symbol on the front. Butterfly. And she's wearing a yellow utility belt. And she has matching yellow gauntlets on her arms here with the three little spikes. And her hands are black, so they're not skin colors. It looks like she's wearing gloves. One is in kind of a regular position, and the other is in a gripping position, even though she doesn't come with anything to hold on to. Presumably there may be at some point something that she can hold on to. And then on her back here, she's wearing a backpack, which has the bat wings on it. And I think that's very neat, and it does come off, of course. And obviously, she's also wearing a mask. Hers is different from Harley's, a little more, batly. And they obviously have different face molds, because Harley is smiling, but other than that, their faces are very similar. And Batgirl has same kind of minimal makeup, no eye makeup, green eyes, and pink lips. And then she has really pretty, kind of like, it's a very natural looking red color to her hair. And these dolls don't come with brushes, firstly, and they don't come with stands because they're advertised as being able to stand on their own, which seems very likely considering they are pretty, their joints are really solid. They're not, they're not loose. And I will also say that their knee joints don't rotate. They don't have any rotation. They just go like this. And I believe they have, if I'm not mistaken, a torso joint? Am I making that up? Nope, there's a torso joint in there. They have a torso joint. And she's wearing black leggings with yellow stitching, and then big black boots. Yellow boots. They kind of look like yellow Doc Martens to me. And, yeah. So that is Batgirl. And I love her. And they both came with these student ID cards as well. So it has their picture, and then their superpowers, and then basically the information that's on the back of the box is on these cards. And that's cool because you really have to pretty much destroy the box to get the dolls out. So this way you can kind of keep the info that's on them without having to worry about destroying your box. And lastly,
Okay, so this is the action figure line, which retails for about $9.99 US. And one of the things which is very impressive about, oh, there go her vines, is the amount of articulation they managed to put into these. For example, we have neck, shoulder, elbow, wrist, ankle, goes side to side for whatever reason. The knees bend, and the, pardon me while we look up Ivy's skirt here, but it's one of those hinge joints that opens as well as goes forward and back, which will help with standing, I think. The figure is just a little bit bendy, and her dress is a soft construction too, which is nice.
Yeah, sometimes action figures of women wearing dresses, the dress is like hard plastic, which completely limits their articulation, their movability.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, I would say she's limited in how much she could sit. Another nice thing is the molded vines on the legs, as opposed to this accessory that she comes with, which is basically a vine that sits on her arm.
It kind of looks like it's like growing out of her arm, like it's be one that she would be like using as a weapon.
Yeah, and I think that adds a bit of play. The vines are soft, so they're not going to break on you. The only two downsides I can see with the
is the vines fall off a lot.
Well, that too. Okay. One of the things which, I mean, the neck and the chest are painted over the green, which is very obvious.
I don't know how well you'll be able to see it on the video.
Yeah.
But I will she'll be in the review too, so I'll take photos. But yeah, her chest and her upper arms and her neck have kind of like a sickly cast a little bit.
Yeah.
It's honestly not.
It's a little uneven on the arms too. Like the mold is a little bit uneven too.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of that will come into the other figures or not.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see maybe a different expression. She looks kind of a little bit bored, a little bit unimpressed. Whereas in her artwork, she's very, her face pops a lot more.
Because I think if we're comparing these to, like, in terms of, like, your standard cartoons kind of aimed at girls, your standard sort of character types, Ivy is the Fluttershy.
Right.
She's a little quiet, a little reserved, you know. I think they're definitely going Shrinking Violet as kind of the joke here.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I have to say, I love the character design. I love they've gone kind of like hippie-ish, a little bit
Mother Earth.
Yeah.
Instead of how the comics usually
comics usually make her, you know, in like a single, like basically wearing a bush.
And they take her very sexy.
Yeah,
and obviously this is a different kind of vibe, right?
Yeah, it's kind of nice to see that, and it's a little bit more different. I think it'll make her a little bit more easy to relate to too. And I like that in the packaging they talk about the fact that she's a genius too, which is not always brought up. Right.
Well, I mean, all three of these girls in the world of comics are all geniuses.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always get remembered that they are, you know? And so I like that we're going to get to see them using some of those skills that maybe get forgotten.
Yeah.
Yeah, in kind of a different way.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I'm not a doll collector. I do collect action figures, and there's definitely a niche for this stuff because it's so different from what's gone before.
Yeah, because there's definitely, I think that this kind of thing appeals definitely to girls that are often left out of action figure lines in terms of like the characters that are included or the kinds of characters, the kinds of designs that they're given. And also, there's nothing about these things that, like, the show, anyways, that, like, boys couldn't also be into. And so having the doll and the action figure line for the same show, I think just makes it so that everybody can have a good time, right? And I love that, you know, the dolls are strong and they can stand on their own and they have, like, you know, really athletic-looking bodies. And so they're kind of, like, somewhere, they almost ride that line between, like, action figure and doll, which I think gives them... It's something that just doesn't really exist in the mainstream, you know, toy market. Yeah.
And I think these would stand up to play as, you know,
I
they
agree.
stand up to action play as well as, you know,
Right.
fashion. They're not...
Right, they're not just fashion dolls, which is why I think that the colored legs on Harley don't bother me almost at all, because she's not... It's not a fashion doll. It's not Barbie or Monster High. Quite clearly, there's nothing wrong with that. I love those.
No.
But it's a different thing, and I like that this is something different.
Odds are people won't be changing the clothes. I mean, the clothes do come off, the shoes come off. I think pretty much everything does. You can't... I think the hair is restylable, but...
Yes,
it is. Yes, it is.
Restylable.
Yes, it is. Yeah, you're not going to be playing with this the same way you would with Barbie, where you have a lot of different fashion packs. Right. Although that would be cool if they could do that. If they do, like, you know, DC superhero girls through the ages.
And I would love to see them in, like, something closer to, like, their classic looks, or even, like, I know, like, in the webisodes, we haven't actually, I don't even think we've seen Batgirl looking like this yet, because Batgirl doesn't actually, like, according to the webisodes, doesn't really attend the school. She's their, like, IT person. So she's usually in, like, a tank top and a sweatshirt with, like, her glasses on and her hair up. Mm-hmm. She kind of works there. I don't know if she's supposed to be older than the rest of them or what. It's kind of not explained. But maybe this will all be explained Saturday, March 19th on Boomerang, a network. I don't know where that is. We don't get it. But they're airing Superhero High, which is, like, the kind of like this TV special version that goes along with the webisodes we've been watching. So maybe we'll learn a little bit more about how everything works.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
do you have anything else you want to say about Harley or Ivy or the line in general?
No, I mean, I think that both parts of the line are worth checking out. I think that I think that they'll appeal to, you know, kids as well as collectors.
And they did also have dress-up stuff.
Yes.
They had capes for the characters who wear capes. They had a utility belt for Batgirl. They had, like, a little, like... They had little, like...
They had, like, flying things, too, but then they had, like, Wonder Woman shield.
Wonder Woman shield. There's all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
All of it is currently only available at Target in the States, but everything is going worldwide in July. Mm-hmm. So, if you live in the States, or you can get to a Target, go and maybe get some of these things. And if you can't, hold tight. They're coming.
In July.
In July.
In July.
We were impatient.
Yeah.
But it was worth it. Okay, so, are we good?
I think we're good.
All right. Did you get your cape on, Ben?
I definitely got my cape on.
All right. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, I will be doing a photo review of these dolls and Ivy at my blog. You can find the link down below. It's christinaarticulates.blogspot.ca. And you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. I'm Christina Articulates everywhere, and I would love if you would follow me those places. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. We'll see you back here next time. Bye, guys.
Put your cape on and let's take flight. We can be who we like. Get your cape on. We're DC superhero girls.